Co-host, what the fuck is wrong with you? We got to get you some help, man.
What are you talking about?
Now, this is how much he loves that Adam Sandler movie. I'm sitting right next to him. In the Happy Madison logo, it's not even halfway through there, and he's like,
well, don't you notice, like, there's, like, when the Happy Madison logo comes on, and then, like, that golf ball comes and hits, and then there's, like, an old guy that kind of peeks his head in the logo there, and he just starts going, hey.
Co-host, how many times have you seen that?
yeah,
Look,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, it cracks me up, all
There has
right?
to be a time when you go like, yeah, okay. Whatever.
Honestly,
Hey,
one of
look.
the biggest laughs I had in this movie was one point Coase was cackling at something that was like really hard. And I look up at all three of the rest of us. We all lean up and kind of look at each other and go, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Wow, man, we got to get you some therapy or
Hey,
something, man.
come on,
and I like the way
guys,
he's describing it to us, too. He's going into the play-by-play. Now, have y'all seen that logo with the golf ball? Like, how many Adam Sandler movies have we seen?
We've seen it about 40 times.
Hey, it's like the introduction of Monty Python, all right? I'd still laugh, all right? Sorry, that's my bad.
No, the
I'm
introduction of Monty
sorry.
Python changes every week.
Don't worry about
That was
what I
the
laugh
point
at,
of
all
it.
right? You know, let's keep it
I
at that.
think that there's a switch that flips on you, and it just keeps going. It's in a loop.
I tell you what, man. Something I enjoyed was the fact that this time I was sitting furthest away from the co-host. You were at ground zero, so you got to experience what I did in Zookeeper.
I can't tell you how I'm trying to be cool, but I can't tell you how infuriating I am. I get at you for to sit up there just laughing through this whole thing. I mean,
Sure, he goes, I don't know how much more I can take of this
I
shit.
really. There's no point.
No. There's one thing to be in a movie that's trying to be funny and you think is horrible. That's one level. Another level is when there's some jackass who keeps laughing at it, and you go,
Hey.
you go, really? But then when you turn around and that
it's
jackass
your
is one of your
buddy.
best friends, you're
Hey.
like, what the fuck is wrong with
Really,
you, man?
I was like, man,
I'm right here.
I know. Hey, this is, and we need to tell you this to your face. This is
This
a
is
fucking
an
intervention right here.
Seriously.
Goddamn.
Yeah, we're not
Oh,
even
my
doing
God.
a review.
Well, can you give me a beer while you're intervening with my life?
I can't tell you how many times I just had to like kind of lean over and slightly look at him like, what the fuck are you laughing
I did
about?
that at one point, and he looked at me and goes, don't look at me.
You don't want any part of this.
Actually, Cyrus had me. I mean, he cracked me up in the middle of the movie because Adam Sandler, with the character he plays in the movie, he gives his girl a book, and the book is called How to Screw in the Dark. And you open up the book, and there's a flashlight and a screwdriver, and co-host is just. Hey, Cyrus looks at me. He's like, "Man, I can drop you off in a Spencer's, and you'll just have a fine day."
If Adam Sandler is there selling it, I'm there.
I was like, God damn it. It's so bad that I don't know how it worked with you because here's the deal. You got the fuck out before it got to you, before it like infected you, because by the last 20 minutes of the movie, I just give up. I'm like him. I'm just.
I was about to say, at the end, I was like, I don't know if I know there was a point where you were looking down at the ground, and I was like, okay, I guess this is Corey's breaking point, because you're like, I don't know how much more I can take of this.
Oh,
but like right after that, you were laughing at quite a lot of stuff that you actually started making me laugh.
I will attest to the fact that after a while, if you don't leave, it'll break you down. There's that point. It's like Stockholm syndrome, where you just like, all right, you're my captor, and I guess I'm on your side. Give me a gun and let's shoot some people too.
I will say as well that some of the jokes ended up paying off a little bit towards the end.
Yeah.
The whole ending sequence actually made me laugh several times. But
Thank you.
have to sit through the entire rest of the movie to get to that part, and it came real close to a walkout
I
quite a few times.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This is the first movie where it wasn't so much that I was gonna walk out, but about 3 times I was gonna get up and walk out. I was like, "There's no point in this."
Yeah, you were looking at me for like, "Are you coming?"
Yeah,
and I'm like,
and at one point, yeah, like about an hour and a half in it, I was like, "Fuck the rest of y'all, I'm gonna go." And then something kind of amusing would happen. I'd be like, "All right, if it can do that, I'll stick around."
Yeah.
and then it'd be followed by something where I go like, "Man, fuck this, I'm going."
And you know what?
you by the balls.
Here's the deal. I don't mean to keep talking about you, but I have to say that there were even some things that were funny in the movie and very spread out.
Yeah.
And I want to laugh at them, but I couldn't laugh because I knew this motherfucker was finally pulling it together. He was finally pulling it together, and he's like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to laugh because yeah, they're right. I see now that this is bullshit. And I knew if I started, because it did happen. There was one part where I like actually just forgot about him, and he was being quiet the whole time. And I was like, And he just let it go. I encouraged him.
It's one of those things where it's like you don't want to laugh at the worst joke, or even like, it's that feeling when you're with your friends and somebody makes a racist joke and you're like, I shouldn't laugh at this.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's one of those things where I did find myself going, I gotta keep this to myself. I gotta keep this to myself because just looking at you guys look so irritated. And I look to the left of me where I can see Cyrus and Leon both at the same time looking at checking their goddamn watches. Where I'm like,
Thank God
come
I
on,
bought
guys,
this watch.
come on. But there was a point in the movie where it was kind of. There's a point where it was getting kind of excruciating for me, at least, because I'm like, some of these jokes are really fucking bad, really bad. And then all of a sudden, something would happen. They'd pop me something. They pop me in the back of the head with something that was pretty funny, and I was like,
Well, what is this based on? This is
It's a true story.
I mean, I know that there's been a lot of cases
that
of.
woman's name was like Mary J. Letourneau. Or
Well, okay. So in the movie, Adam Sandler plays this guy named Donnie, and it opens up with him being was it 13, 14?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
And he's all bravado, he's going to that stage where his
Some reason he's a Hispanic.
yeah, that was the other thing.
Well, it was more like a fake Italian Jew. I mean, he's Jewish, but he's like fake Italian. Like
he looked more
little
Italian.
Andrew Dice Clay.
All right,
Yeah, he looked more Italian than anything.
He looked like he had some Negro in him with that kinky hair. I was like, Adam Sandler
He had that
gets
Jew fro.
He gets
Come
some
on.
he gets always some kid to play him in every movie that looks like any other race but him when he's a boy. But yeah, he's starting to grow little pubes on his nuts, and he's starting to his hormones are kicking in, and that's so raging that he's starting to hit on his teacher, and he's surprised that his teacher actually sends him to detention and takes him up on his offer to have sex with him.
Fuck yeah.
And they have this relationship that goes on and on until one day she's discovered and she's pregnant, and she goes to jail for 30 years. But Adam Sandler, as young Donnie, he's given custody of the kid. Actually, his father is given custody of the kid, but Adam Sandler's going to start raising him. We cut years later where Donnie has gone through fame. He's been in the news. He's been notorious for being this hero for sleeping with this hot teacher at 13. But as a 40-something-year-old, everybody's forgotten about that shit, and he's a loser and
Yeah,
a
he's
wash-up.
driving a busted Fiero with a Rush sticker on it.
with a rush hood on it, with a fucking pentagram on it.
That was pretty awesome.
He's still listening to cassette tapes and shit. But he's about 40 grand to hold to the IRS, and if he doesn't pay up, he's going to jail for 3 years. Turns out that his son who left home, his son named Han Solo, who's played by what's that boy?
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg. Yeah. Turns out his son he's a hedge fund guy. He's well-to-do. He's rich. He's about to marry into a rich family. And he's like, well, this would be a good time to try to make amends with my son and borrow about 40 grand from him too.
Well, it wasn't so much borrow the money, but he goes to one of those like a Maury Povich. He's like, "Come on, you got to give me something. Let me get on the show and make some money." He's like, "I'll give you $400." Oh wait, unless you can reunite with your wife in prison and bring your long lost son together, and I can film that shit, I'll give you 50 grand.
Yep. Yeah. So, and then, the movie exactly is what you see from that point on, like from the trailer. He goes to see his son, and whatever story they have there is all out the window for a bunch of penis, fart, and sex jokes.
The son's about to marry into the rich family, and for whatever reason, they spend the weekend before the wedding at his boss's mansion.
The son's not going to marry into the rich family because his wife isn't rich. She's the one who wants to marry him for
that's right.
the
He's
money.
going to get rich if he becomes partner in
if he
firm.
becomes partner and all that.
I love how Cyrus is paying attention. Yeah.
Yeah, he took notes. For a shitty film, he actually took notes.
I didn't even know that.
Even in shitty films, I noticed the
Hey,
details.
the man does his job.
Give me credit.
Don't put him down for
Exactly. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. But I mean, there's even with such a flimsy plot like that, there's still room for some story to take place, even if it's really cliche.
Well, the main story is that Donnie now comes to see his son at this place, and his son is like, "Oh, that's not my father. My father got killed. This is my friend." So it's a whole like, okay, we got to keep this pretense that this is just my friend throughout this entire weekend in the Hamptons. Or
see,
Lake.
Tired routine where one guy's embarrassed to the other, but everyone else inexplicably just loves him.
Yeah.
Even no matter how crass that guy is, because the guy moves in, like Donnie comes, he comes to the house, with all his luggage in a hefty trash bag. He's talking about people's tits. He's flirting with grandma. He's
Drinking his cold beer.
drinking it. He can't. He's never in the scene without a beer in his hand. But everybody loves this guy, and everybody hates Andy Samberg because he's a stick in the mud, even though he does nothing.
Well, he's just an unlikable character through this whole
he
thing.
is.
And I think they only made him as unlikable as they did because they had to do something to make you kind of like Adam Sandler's totally asinine
I gotta
redneck
say,
of a
man,
guy.
one of the things I consistently kept disliking about this movie is like, yeah, they make Andy Samberg, his character, the butt of the jokes, but there's a point where they just abuse him so much where it's just like it's not even fun anymore.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, I was kind of expecting Andy Samberg to actually be funny in this, where
I know.
he really was the straight guy throughout this entire movie. But the thing is, I will give him credit though. I thought there was a point in this movie where up until that part, there was a lot of like just bad opportunities to tell bad jokes where it was that point where I was cringing. But it wasn't until they actually had the bachelor party that kind of won me over, like kind of really won me back, because I thought, wow, okay, it's actually great seeing this father-son dynamic actually start to take play, which is kind of the point of the movie. And I thought at that point, especially when they bring in Vanilla Ice, I'm sorry, I was laughing my ass
I will
off.
hand you this one thing. Vanilla Ice is the funniest thing in this movie, and I
was fucking
can't
awesome.
believe I ever said those words out
You know,
loud.
those words should never be said, actually. I mean, when you say, like, well, the best thing about this movie is Vanilla Ice, that should tell you something.
Vanilla Ice and Todd Bridges
And
are
Todd
the only
Bridges,
reason
too,
to
yeah.
see this movie.
Boy, when I was looking at this, I was like, man, that's every time I wish Gary Coleman was alive. I wish it is right now. Damn, I wish that little
Mr. Drummond just to show up and hang out.
I was too. They were both playing themselves in this movie, and there's this where they introduce Todd Bridges, and he's got to play off the whole different strokes thing. I mean, that's the joke. And I look over at Leon's like, you know, that dude cried himself to sleep that night, right?
What are you talking about? He got a paycheck.
Yeah, he got a
Yeah, he got a
paycheck.
big
He
paycheck.
got to pay his rent.
Shit, Todd Bridges
Or
is
his dealer.
Todd Bridges is in more places than you would ever know getting paid. That
Yeah.
guy's making money.
I think he was actually.
I know.
I think they were actually filming him getting fucked up while he was on that set.
I know, you know what?
They were filming him at his actual job.
Yeah.
He's like, oh wait, I can be in this movie and not have to take off time from work. All right, let's do it.
Shit, time to make the
No,
nuggets.
shit, Cyrus, the Todd Bridges is clipping your hedges right now. You don't even know.
He was the one checking me for my cell phone when we came in.
Yeah, he's a security guard at the movie tonight.
Just call me Todd Hedges.
But you know what, man? See, Coach, you were right. That's where it got me, because about an hour of the movie, about an hour and 15 minutes of the movie, I can't stand that Adam Sandler just nasty joke, random shit, just gross out humor that just comes out of nowhere,
constantly
putting people in there with funny wigs on, like his friends. He's always like just throwing his friends in the movie, making funny faces and wearing funny clothes and funny costumes, and then
It starts to be lazy.
No, it is. It starts to be lazy, and it just starts to show itself for what all these Adam Sandler movies are. They're just a paycheck and a vacation. No, he wasn't on a cruise in here, but they went to a nice beach house. They
sure did.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah, they
fuck,
did.
man, come on, man. But
And more so than that, just that lazy ass same Adam Sandler character. He's like with the voice and the mannerisms that he's been doing since Saturday Night
You know
Live,
what?
and I'm so tired of it.
I would say with this one, he actually did play a different character.
Really?
Well, this Boston trashy character. Like, I'd be the first one to go like, man, I'm sick of him playing characters. But I'm like, all right, this one is different, and he's being consistent with it.
I would say his backstory
I
is
begrudgingly have to give that
But
up
the thing
to
is,
him.
I'm with you on that, because there was a point where, like, when he started doing his voice, even because I'll tell you right now, the one Adam Sandler movie I fucking hate, I fucking cannot stand.
There is one.
Is Little Nicky.
There's-
Little
you mean that there's one?
There is one. There is one
don't like
abomination.
it when Ozzy Osbourne
we
appears
all
in that?
can't be perfect.
okay,
But
then
look,
there must be one God, at least. If that's the case.
but the thing is, with Little Nicky, that voice irritated the living fuck out of me. And with this, like when you first start hearing him talk, I'm like, oh man, please don't let this be another Little Nicky where he's just gonna do this. Hey, guy, come on, guy. But after a while, when he actually gets into the character of him wanting to be with his son. And realizing that, yeah, he is just a fucking Boston rocker who's just, doing. I bought into it. I don't know how, but I bought into it.
It pains me, but I have to agree with you on that. Like, that was one of the things that when I was rising up out of my seat to leave, I was like, all right, I have to admit that he is staying consistent with this. And underneath it all, there is a story here that's I'm attached to somewhat. The whole thing with the whole thing with this movie, one of the things that's most frustrating about it is like, you know what? Had he pulled back, this could have been something. But it is that crude, lazy humor that he does all the time that just keeps coming in and reminding you, like, you watch an Adam Sandler movie, yeah.
And even worse so, it's one of those ones where they're like, oh, this one's going to be rated R? Fuck yeah, we're going to push this to the rated R limit, which some movies might be good, but for Adam Sandler, it just means even grosser, even more lame, naked old people. And just jokes are like, oh, come on, man. This is so, the whole thing is like, this is like one of those big dumb guy movies. And you're like, you can be in the mood for that. I've been in the mood for big dumb guy movies. I mean, just in the beginning where it wants its audience to cheer along with its characters as a full grown woman fucks a 13-year-old boy. I was like, come on, guys.
I gotta say, like, though,
if they had turned that around and it was like a girl who was 13-year-old, Corey would never stop screaming at the movie.
There might be a way to pull a joke off that, to make it work.
Yeah.
But this wasn't it. Like, to me, I just felt like, wow, this is like watching somebody who thinks they're doing racial humor and it's all actually racist, and you're like, this is just offensive, dude. It's not even funny.
What? Before, because I had a weird. I don't know if I had a problem with it, but I did kind of feel a little odd with everybody like being so light about that joke. But I mean, Adam Sandler likes to put himself as the hero in the movies, the hot guy, the guy that everybody wants to be. When you really don't want to be that guy, because you'd be the most fucking annoying person at the party. But he did it in this movie, because while I'm sitting up here defending Andy Samberg, I don't think he really did a lot of things to merit the hate from all the characters he had in the movie. I don't like that character at all. And seeing Adam Sandler come in and lighten things up around him, I was like, it worked, man. You cast this guy as one as a shitty, like, spineless milquetoast type character, and I was so desperate to like somebody that I end up liking Adam Sandler. And you know something? Later on in the movie, it was that point where they actually start to bond, Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg, that they both kind of pull back on being annoying. And that's when the movie starts to feel like you said, Leon, like that feels like there is a story that's kicking in instead of just being crass humor. And Adam Sandler, it is old that he's always bringing in these references to the 80s. All right, we know you like 80s music. I got that from the wedding singer, okay? You made a fucking movie about it. Yeah, goddamn. You still got to repeat this shit? Yeah. But with this... Yeah, bringing in a bunch of, guys, I don't mean to be rude, not you guys, but the people I'm about to talk to, bringing in a bunch of washed up 80s people, like from Vanilla Ice to Todd Bridges, and I'm sure there was Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
Colin Quinn is
he was washed up in the 80s.
Yeah, I know.
He's like people never bought into that.
He is literally sucking Adam Sandler's dick.
He was still that guy who's introducing himself as Colin Quinn, remote control.
Yeah, exactly. But when he brings that part into the movie, that's
Tony Orlando.
I know. When you bring in those people into the movie, that actually was where the real humor came in too.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, once again, I mean, Vanilla Ice, Henry Winkler. Wow, like watching him tonight actually made me want to see him in more
Robert
movies.
Van Winkle.
Robert Van Winkle.
Don't compare Vanilla Ice to Fonz.
Oh yeah,
we just call that full Bullwinkle.
Right. I know that Winkle guy, whatever. But
this movie is longer than his career and better.
Yeah, it's like it seems like finally he's realized like he's willing to take that joke of how people used to see him. Yeah. And he just rolled with it. And I was happy because the guy, throughout the whole movie, he looked like he was having the greatest time in his life being in this movie, which during the bachelor party where those guys are running around fucking, just causing all kinds of havoc. It was one of those scenes where I was so like having such a good time watching it that I wish I was there fucking partying up with him.
That was genuinely fun. I was just like, damn it, why did I have to sit through an hour and a half of shit to get to this part?
Of course that was fun. I mean, Vanilla Ice he shot this while he was taking his break cooking fries. So, yeah, he was happy to get away. What you talking about?
It's like the most honest portrayal of that guy ever.
You got 15 minutes? Yeah. Cover for me, man.
I'm kind of embarrassed. I actually liked, not just for the last one, I actually kind of liked Vanilla Ice in this movie. I was like, he's doing a good job in this.
Yeah, he was doing a good job.
I was like, I kind of want to see him do more stuff.
Exactly.
And there's this great bit. There's this great bit with like stretched out tattoos on the back thing that goes on, and that he's like the final capper for on that joke.
Oh yeah,
and was the most I laughed in the entire film.
No, it was
but
funny.
I mean, like I said earlier, though, with like Adam Sandler's character here, I think that the only way he is truly likable is that like in lieu of the fact that Andy Samberg is just such a schmuck, said, I wanted to punch him in the face. I'm like, come on, man. And
everyone else did.
Too much. He's too much of a schmuck. He's a schmuck. You go like, really? The guy sniffs, like fondles an extra pair of underwear whenever he gets nervous. I mean, I don't know. I went to that period. I'm like, oh well, I guess and Adam Sandler's not too bad in this. And I realized, no, it's just that. It's that they made me hate his son so much that he seemed not as annoying.
And Andy Samberg, he works well in small bits. I have yet to see him really carry a whole movie.
Yeah, the digital shorts on Saturday Night Live are
he's done
quite good.
Two movies that he actually was the star in.
But Hot Rod and what else?
In this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not convinced he's strong enough to carry a movie. Not saying he can't, but I just don't see it. Man, look, as much as I want to fuck all my teachers when I was a kid, I'm talking about some kindergarten stuff too. Sure. You want cookies? No, I want some ass right now. But I
got to start early.
Yeah. Hey man, it comes from somewhere. I can admit it. A lot of people can't. But it was something just weird about them being so encouraging.
Yeah. It was.
It's not abnormal for a kid to have fantasies about an adult. It is abnormal for an adult to do something about that.
In the movie,
and have sex with that kid.
Yeah, in the movie, they literally actually seem like they're justifying, adults. And I mean, just because it's a boy doesn't mean that doesn't count as rape. It's and there was one point in the movie where Adam Sandler, they say, that was really wrong for that woman to do that to that little boy, and he's like, but that was, who knows, that was true love. There was something special there, and I was like, man, don't encourage this shit.
Yeah. Well,
especially I don't want other kids to have it since I didn't have it. If I didn't get to fuck my teacher, I don't want somebody else to.
It's such a thing of like, well, look, you were a kid and you don't realize how much that's fucked you up. Considering that you've never really been with anybody since then, you don't even get what that has done to you psychologically.
Well, see, it makes much more sense because you turned into Adam Sandler, and that's
well, yeah.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
Wait, you're not gonna tell my dad, are you? He'll kick my ass. He's crazy.
What were you trying to do anyway? Impress your friends?
Well, you're
You have a little crush on me?
No.
No. So, you don't want me?
No. Yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to say right now.
I mean, I thought that part of the movie, I wasn't going to have any problem with it because recently I saw a South Park episode where one of the teachers was screwing the little kid Ike, from South Park. And it was funny because if you draw parallels to the both of them, it's almost like the same scenes where all the adults are going, fuck yeah, you're a hero, kid. It's like, what? That kid wasn't molested or fun. That kid did everything we've always dreamed about. And watching it in here where I thought, okay, that's going to be the least kind of weird part about the movie for me. It kind of was because I don't know if it was just the way of they were portraying this woman as really wanting this kid to where I was just like, okay, I thought I'd be okay with it, but this is getting underneath my middle for a little bit.
They push it just a little bit too far to where it's disturbing. Like as she's leading him away, he realizes they're going to have sex. He's going just babbling out all these sex terms that clearly he doesn't understand, and you realize how naive and innocent and like how this kid doesn't know what he's getting into.
Maybe that was the
like,
point.
Wow, that's really kind of disturbing. That sequence. And then, as Corey said later on, when they try and apologize for it by saying, "No, it was true love," and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, you would have been better just dropping that completely.
I know, right?
Well, this is actually loosely based off, I think, the first teacher-student incident where the teacher ended up going to jail, but she had a kid by the student, and they actually ended up getting married after she got out of prison.
Yeah, she's a mentally disturbed person. Is the point there?
Yeah, but,
that still don't. That doesn't.
It's true love, though. Hey, that kid waited. That kid waited for.
He's fucked up.
She messed his head up. What the hell else was he going to do?
Do you know how much ass he could have got if she hadn't messed his head up? Now he's out there waiting on her.
You make a great point.
Yeah, there was a case like in the 70s where a guy kept fucking his mom.
What?
And they had like two kids together, and like they kept having to fucking separate them legally, and they kept finding each other and having more kids.
That's right.
That was not true love, co-host.
Well, I'm glad that mental there's a reason why probably Adam Sandler, he decided to do this story, not that one.
Did he take his mom to prom?
Not only do they try to justify it that way by saying, well, that was abuse, but, without dropping a spoiler, they have something that happens at the end, another big reveal that's so sick that it sort of dwarfs that and go like, well, look, if this is going on, then having sex with your student isn't so bad.
Honestly,
really.
that second reveal I thought was where the movie actually started to get funny for me. I was like, because I thought that was funny as shit.
Actually, that was funny to me too.
Yeah,
And
that was-
I kind of
was
laughed from
hilarious.
there to the end of the movie.
I was actually
but-
applauding them that they went that far. Where I was like, you know what? Wow, no movie's ever done this. Really? Well, yeah. I won't spoil anything.
I'll tell you something.
I was just like, really?
Well,
I don't
Star Wars.
Yes.
I tell you, and this is true. I know we make a joke about me talking about older women and whatnot, but Susan Sarandon has always been hot to me, and
Yeah.
she still is. If you ask me,
Yeah, and they know it.
Oh, man.
Totally.
Yeah.
She has that appearance in this movie as the older version of the teacher, and you're like, damn.
And you guys are still trying to tell me that wasn't true love? Come
Well,
on.
I was just going to say, like, I think she's Susan Sarandon is still beautiful, but it's her daughter that's in this movie, and it's like, wow, I now truly realize how beautiful Susan Sarandon is because she makes some fine ass babies, man.
I know. I didn't even realize that until you guys mentioned
Yeah,
it.
her name is Eva Amuri Martino.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Shit, okay.
Susan Sarandon was married to a director and had this kid.
She needs to get another name.
And
yeah.
she just, I don't care about her fucking name.
Yeah, for real.
Well, she still looks good, but no, she just, I didn't know she had a daughter.
Yeah, me either.
And then, when this movie started coming out, I heard about it, and I was like, God damn,
Well,
Baba
I'm saying she needs to find an easier name because there's no way I'm going to fucking remember that when I look at Google tonight.
Yeah,
So,
no,
Change your last name to Sarandon is what we're talking about.
I mean, shit, I'm not saying that a teacher fucking her student is right. I'm not justifying it, but shit, with a teacher that looks like this,
but I understand.
I understand. I will risk have my head fucked up.
Like I said, I can understand a student wanting to fuck their teacher, and even if there was the situation, it started to happen, going along with it, right? It's the blame lies with the adult.
I'm not saying.
Well, we all understand that. Let's just, we'll just.
That's
keep
why I
it
think
at
it's
that.
cool,
Yeah.
'cause
I feel like it can't be said enough.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm a kid. I'm not gonna get blamed for it. It's a win-win
No,
situation.
hey, man,
Let's see.
you got a dick and you learn how to use it. That's,
You're the
that ain't
victim and
nobody's
the
problem.
hero.
And I will play that. I would play that shit up too. I'll be all out in the public and just telling people, yeah, she molested me. I'm fucked up. But behind the scenes, I'll be telling them,
High five.
shit, boy, that shit was fine. That was good.
I got pictures.
I gave her a biology lesson.
Check out pictures on my ViewMaster.
Don't y'all wish y'all was me?
Yes.
She had a wine cooler. I had a soda pop. No, man. I near the end of this movie, man, I really was having a. Now this is 5 minutes left in the movie. I was having a real good time. About 10 to 5 minutes.
At least you can admit it.
I was, man. I was having the movie. Really,
Look at him over here. That was like all like.
I knew it.
don't get too happy, man.
This is how it
because-
starts.
Hey, I'm talking about 10 minutes out of how long? But no, I was sitting up there laughing, and I don't even know how much I can actually give the movie credit for that because I really don't know if I was laughing at the movie or if I was just laughed into submission by you.
Hey, shit happens.
But either way it goes, I don't see. I'm kind of stuck right now. I'm wondering if this is going to be like a very low rental for me, or if this is really one of the first times I can understand what a good bullshit is. A good some more bullshit.
No, yeah, and now you see.
I do. I feel,
You always yell at me when I do it, but now you know there is such a thing.
I apologize.
good
No,
bullshit.
bullshit can be on a sliding scale too. I'm going to
Hey,
go
we
out
made a
and-
career out of it. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, of course. So I'm going to say very positively that this is a good some more bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit is a slippery slope.
Man, I couldn't be more right there with you if I was in your skin. Because the whole time watching this movie, I was like, okay, this movie is starting off as a fuck you. And it would be like, it's fuck you. I'm leaving. Oh, wait, it's coming back. It looks like it might be rental. All right. No, wait, it's going back to fuck you again. God damn it. You had little surprises. The Vanilla Ice and Todd Bridges and Milo Ventimiglia. He was really good. I was surprised by
Who was
that.
that?
He was
He was the brother.
The
Marine.
crazy Marine brother. Yeah.
The guy from Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I thought like every time he had something to do, he really pulled that off as the angry Marine. He sold it. Just between most of the fuck yous and the rentals, it comes out as kind of when it hit the 2 hour mark. I was like, okay, guys, it could have been a low rental, but now it's a high some old bullshit.
Hi, some old bullshit.
Well, I guess I'll go. Yeah.
Like Cyrus is looking at you and grinning.
I'm going.
I know. He like I said,
I
he
wanna
kept
hear.
looking at me in the theater. I was like, "Stop looking at me." Stop it. But no, I mean, there's a reason why I like Adam Sandler. And it's because the moments that he had in this movie where he's actually like, he's realizing, no, there is some meat here, and I should really act my ass off to really like show that, hey, I give a shit about my son here. And I thought there's a lot of great moments in the movie with that. So I'm giving it a rental. I mean, yeah, of
course you are.
If you fucking hate if you hate Adam Sandler, don't even bother. If you're gonna walk in, if you're gonna be stupid enough to pay to go see something that you're gonna hate, you're the fucking idiot here, not him. So, but I think the people who actually
he is. Let's not.
no.
Yeah.
But I think those who want to just have a good time with some dumb shit. This is like the ultimate frat. Dumb
now
shit
you are making
frat
excuses.
party.
Okay, now let's stop. Just
No,
If
it's
the
a rental.
humor does not
It's
fit,
a
you
rental.
must have quit.
All I'm saying is,
It's a
all of you
rental.
out there whose air conditioners are broken, you want a cool place to go where you can chill out. You can pay to go see
I
this
know,
movie.
yeah, check it.
Man, there was like the first hour of this movie was a fuck you, no question. I can hardly wait till Leon walks out so I can follow him. I was like, let's go get some food. We'll meet those guys after to record. But you didn't. You held back. So, that's a fuck you to you. And then there was
Fuck you for not getting food.
And then after about an hour, it was like, oh, well, there's some funny bits here. I guess this isn't just some old bullshit. It's still pretty terrible, but I laughed once or twice. And then that last little bit ended up being almost a rental. I was like, well, this is, if the whole movie had been like this.
Almost.
So it's
Come
going
on
to even
now.
out to a high some old bullshit.
Wow.
Wow.
I love how you guys just make up shit.
like the reasons you love Adam Sandler. And I don't know who was breaking me down worse. I don't know if it was co-host with all his laughing or the audience, man, because the audience for this they were laughing at the dumbest shit.
They were
Seriously,
eating it
you
up,
don't have
man.
to tell me. There's a group of guys behind me, and they're having the time of their lives, and they're just irritating me because they love everything about Adam Sandler.
I
If he
should
had
have sat
gone
with
out
them.
there,
You sitting with the wrong group.
He had gone out there
I know.
and pulled his balls out and say, "Hey, who wants to put their balls and my balls on their forehead?" They would have been like, "Ooh, me." But
I
at
like
one
those
point,
guys.
The best part of the whole film was with these guys, not the movie itself, because at one point there's like this joke about Axe body spray, right? And Adam Sandler asserts beyond question the line, "No, dude. Axe body spray, if you use it, you're a douche." And there's silence behind me for a second, and the biggest guy, the loudest guy goes, "Hey, what's wrong with Axe body spray?" And I thought that'd be it, but no, he kept on kvetching about it for like 30 seconds afterwards. He's like consulting with his friends. Is there something wrong with Axe body spray?
You know his friends were like, shit, I never want to have to tell him he's a douchebag. I'm going to just keep pretending like I'm laughing at the movie, don't hear him.
Oh, they say, now see, if Adam Sandler can tell you that, it should be.
And I felt bad because I was like, yeah, he's right. as I sprayed Axe before I got to
And I like it that this is when this guy decides, oh, this is just crass.
I would have loved it.
That's
if,
when he
like,
turned into you guys. Man, fuck him.
If that little thing had like just set off a chain reaction to where his whole brain just enlightened all at once and sit in the theater, he just got up and
This
like,
is
This
bullshit.
is bullshit. Why are you even watching this?
Hey guys, it really.
Funny?
Hey guys, it really sucks when you like something and somebody tells you that it sucks. Yeah.
Wow. You know what's worse? When somebody doesn't listen.
Because yeah, sure, it made you mad that the whole audience was laughing, but you could get over that. That happens.
You better ask somebody.
But when somebody in your crew is laughing louder than the rest of them, you're like, man, I'm gonna fire you.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire you right out of a fucking cannon.
I'll still be laughing.
That's my boy!
Ever since you showed up, Todd's been acting like a different person.
John, you all set, buddy?
Please don't hit us. Please don't hit us.
Here you go, big man. You all right, guy? Throw it in there, homie.
I think the ball's broken.
Throw it, you big vagina, do it!